The morning was supposed to change her life, but instead, it tested her soul. As the city woke under a pale blue daytime sky, buses groaned, people rushed past with coffee cups and ambition, and one young woman stood frozen on the sidewalk, torn between her future and a frightened child clinging to her coat. In that moment, when every second mattered, she made a choice that would cost her everything she had planned for, and give her something she never expected. Before the story unfolds further, take a second and ask yourself this: do you believe small acts of kindness can change destinies? If you do, please like this video, share it with someone who believes in second chances, leave a comment, and subscribe to Kindness Thread, where real emotions and humanity still matter. Her name was Emily Carter, 28 years old, wearing a modest navy blazer she had borrowed from a friend because she couldn't afford a new one. Inside her bag was a printed resume, slightly wrinkled from being handled too many times, and a folder holding her last hope. After months of rejection emails and sleepless nights, she finally had an interview with a respected design firm across town. This job wasn't just employment, it was rent, groceries, dignity, and proof that her life wasn't stuck forever. The interview was scheduled for 10 a.m., and at 9:10, she was already nervous, rehearsing answers in her head while walking briskly through a busy shopping street glowing in soft daylight. That was when she noticed the girl. The child stood near a bus stop, no older than 7, with light brown hair tied neatly back and eyes far too wide for someone her age. She wasn't crying loudly or making a scene. She was standing very still, clutching a small pink backpack, looking at every passing adult with quiet panic. Most people hurried by without slowing down. Emily walked past too, at first. She took 5 steps, then 6, then stopped. Her chest tightened with a familiar ache. She remembered being young and scared once, standing alone after her mother never came back. That memory turned her around. Emily knelt beside the girl, her voice calm, her movements gentle. The child was lost. She didn't know where her parents were, only that she had been looking at toys in a nearby store and suddenly everything felt wrong. Emily checked her watch. Time was slipping fast, but leaving wasn't an option anymore. She guided the girl to a shaded bench, bought her a bottle of water, and scanned the crowd, hoping for a frantic parent searching nearby. Minutes passed. No one came. Emily made calls to nearby shops, then to local assistance services, explaining the situation while trying to keep the girl calm. Each call ended with instructions to stay put, to wait, to be patient. With every passing minute, Emily felt the interview slipping further away. Her phone buzzed with a reminder notification she had set days ago: interview, your chance. She stared at the screen, swallowed hard, and turned it face down. The city kept moving. Suits brushed past. Laughter echoed from cafes. Somewhere, her opportunity was waiting, and she wasn't there. After nearly 40 minutes, a black luxury car pulled up nearby, stopping abruptly. A man stepped out, tall, well-dressed, his face pale with fear. His eyes scanned the street desperately until they landed on the bench. When he saw the girl, relief washed over him so visibly it was almost painful to witness. He rushed forward, pulling her into his arms. Only then did Emily stand back, suddenly aware of how late it was. The man thanked her repeatedly, his words spilling out in gratitude, but Emily barely heard them. She smiled softly, assured him the girl was safe, and checked her watch again. 9:58 a.m. Even if she ran, she wouldn't make it. She nodded politely, gathered her bag, and walked away before regret could stop her. The interview was marked as missed. No reschedule. No explanation requested. By the afternoon, reality settled in. Emily sat in her small apartment, sunlight streaming through thin curtains, staring at the wall where her dreams felt freshly erased. She cried quietly, not out of anger, but exhaustion. She wondered if kindness was a luxury she could no longer afford. Days passed. Then a week. On a bright morning, a knock came at her door. Standing outside was a sharply dressed assistant holding an envelope. Inside was a letter requesting her presence at an office tower downtown, signed by a name she didn't recognize. With nothing left to lose, she went. The building was unlike anything she had entered before: glass walls, open daylight flooding every floor, quiet confidence in the air. She was escorted into a spacious office where the men from the street stood by the window. Only now did she realize who he was. A self-made millionaire, philanthropist, and CEO whose name appeared regularly in business news. The lost girl had been his daughter. He explained that Day had been the worst fear of his life, and Emily's actions had done more than return his child, they had restored his faith in people. He had asked around, learned about Emily, her missed interview, her background, her struggles. He didn't offer charity. He offered opportunity. A role within his company that valued empathy as much as skill. A position that would grow with mentorship, stability, and purpose. Emily didn't cry this time. She listened, steady, overwhelmed in a way that felt healing. She accepted. Years later, Emily would walk through that same city, not rushed anymore, still noticing people others overlooked. The girl would grow up safe and confident, often reminding her father of the woman who chose kindness over convenience. And Emily would understand something she hadn't that morning, that the right doors sometimes open only after the ones we wanted close. If this story touched you even a little, please pause for a moment and write a comment below. Tell us if you've ever faced a moment where kindness cost you something, or changed your path in ways you didn't expect. And before this story ends, we ask you from the heart, if this video moved you, inspired you, or reminded you of the good still alive in the world, please like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Thread. Your engagement helps stories like this reach others who need them today. Because sometimes, missing one interview is how you find the life you were truly meant to live.